I divorced my wife, and I kind of blamed her for my feeling of unhappiness in the marriage. And I'm like 7 weeks out from the divorce now. And I kind of realized like I was the problem and she was amazing.
How long were y'all married?
We were together for 5 years.
Okay.
And married for 1.5 years after that. A lot of it was long distance. So in person, I'd say we were together for like, the marriage was most of our in-person time pretty much.
Okay. And you just had a feeling and you just decided you didn't want to be with her anymore? Tell me about deciding to divorce her.
Yeah. So she's in grad school, and a lot of our fights were about, how she expresses herself when she's stressed or angry. And it just felt like an issue that kept not getting solved. And
was that the real fight, or was the fight you didn't know how to support her when she was stressed?
I think both.
Okay.
And I just felt like in my head at the time, I felt like she couldn't manage it, and I blamed her for it.
Mm.
And it triggered me because it reminded me of being around my home when I was a kid, and I really hated the way my dad expressed himself when he was angry or stressed.
Mm.
And I didn't feel like I could be around it anymore.
Okay.
But really, looking back, I feel like I was contributing to that stress a lot through my actions and behavior.
Okay.
But I was just, blind to it. I was, I had such a big ego. I thought I did nothing wrong. And I just decided to blame her because it's easier than looking at myself.
So in the ash of this divorce, what has caused you to look in the mirror and be so reflective?
Well, on the final night before I moved out, she kind of told me that, my lack of empathy, my addiction to video games, my dishonesty about my feelings, they were things that continually came up and stressed her out as well. And I didn't make her feel supported.
Was she right?
At the time, I said no because I was so defensive.
Yeah.
But sitting on that conversation, I realized that she was.
So since you've been divorced, you've had all the time in the world to play your video games, and it's pretty hollow, huh?
Yeah, I kind of stopped playing after 2 weeks, and I realized I wasn't feeling any better.
Yeah. What are you doing right now to take care of you?
Take care how, I guess.
Well, if you've determined you're the problem,
mm-hmm.
and you've already determined, and by the way, y'all co-created this, probably you're right on multiple counts. Her stress response probably reminded you of your nervous system, of how you grew up, which is in a weird way why you were attracted to her. And it's a weird way why it felt like an electric fence. And
mm-hmm.
maybe you were addicted to video games, but video games are a great Xanax, right? They're a great way to numb yourself from reality. But now you're sitting in the ash, you're lonely and you're alone, and you realized, oh my gosh, I contributed to this. But if let's say you call her today and she said, thank God you called, let's try again, you would bring you right back to that mess.
Yeah.
And so my question for you is, are you in a counseling? Have you started a workout program? Are you working 2 jobs? Are you paying off all your debts? What are you doing? Have you gone back to church? What are you doing to begin to heal from the inside out?
Right.
So that you can be the best version of yourself. So when you show up with somebody else who's got challenges, you're anchored in and y'all can meet those challenges together?
Yeah, so I've started a couple of things. So I started working out again because I was not taking care of my physical health.
Awesome.
Because I spent all my time playing video games. I've actually dropped, like, I was in free fall during the divorce in terms of weight. Like, I dropped like 10 pounds.
Yeah, that's pretty common.
Like
people don't eat.
Pounds.
Yeah, because of stress.
Yeah, I wasn't eating. But I've stabilized. I'm down to like losing just a pound a week, and I can tell I'm getting stronger as well. Like, I was on like an hour-long run. Like, one weekend, I ran like 11:30 per mile for an hour, and then like last weekend I did like 8 minutes per mile for an hour.
Good for you.
I'm like journaling, making sure like I'm kind of accountable. I actually made myself what I call my self-love list, where I have a daily physical activity that I do, and that's just like my workout schedule. Like, I either lift or I run, and then I have like a mental health thing, and I can actually, let's see if I can remember what's on the list off the top of my head.
That's like, okay. You don't have to. Here's the big one. Do you have a couple of people you can sit down and be honest with? Yes.
Okay. Yeah. They hold me accountable. I told them what happened. They didn't know that part of me, and they're like, "Man, you're a jerk." Huh? Like, yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad you have those men. But also, are they celebrating you on the wins too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how can I help today, man? I'm happy just to sit here with you, but if I can help, let me know.
Yeah. Well, in your experience, have you ever seen this situation? Have you ever seen someone like, throw away their best friend basically and find a way back to them?
I have. Have you called her? Have you shown up on her front door? John Cusack style with the radio playing her song? I mean, what have you done?
About 2 weeks out from the divorce, I kind of like realized she was right, and I panicked, and I sent her like this big confessional letter that was, rereading it, it just read like, a guilt dump that, she didn't really deserve. And it was just like explaining away all my behavior instead of like apologizing for my actions and how they made her feel. And since then, I've just given her space. She never responded to it. I wouldn't respond to it.
Sure.
And I don't really want to try and go back to her without making sure I'm someone that I can confidently say I love.
Yeah. Can you say that?
I think I'm choosing to, even when it's hard.
That's it right there, brother. That's it. No one I know feels lovable all the time. It's, will you go do the things, the right next thing, because I love you even when I don't feel it. That works in marriage. That works with parenting. That works with coworkers. That works with yourself.
Yeah. I think I was really naive during the relationship where, it wasn't just that I didn't feel love. Like you said, like I learned the same thing with video games, that they just numb, like any addiction really numbs out your emotions, right?
Yeah.
And I wasn't feeling anything at the end of the marriage. And I really hate how I handled the divorce as well, because, she was suffering the whole time. Like, I moved out in like 2 weeks. We didn't have to stay separated for like a year or anything. We just got the divorce within the week, and then she just saw me the whole time online playing with my friends and laughing and having a good time. Yeah. And I packed all my stuff like really quickly, and
So let's do this, brother.
Yeah.
Right now, the only word that's coming to mind, and it's ugly, it's a rude word, okay? But you're just wallowing. And so the question I have for you right this second is, what are you going to do now? Because here's the deal. You're doing the things on a minute-by-minute, day-by-day basis, to honor yourself, to love yourself. Yet every morning when you open your eyes, you chain yourself to 2 cinder blocks and you drag them around on your runs, during your journaling time, while you're at work.
Yeah.
And so what are you going to do next?
I don't know. I don't know what to do. How do I decide, you know?
I don't know what you need to decide. If you miss your best friend of 6.5 years, at minimum, saying, "Hey, can we talk?" and writing out a letter and saying what you're telling me right now, not with an intent to try to win her back, or not with an intent of any other ulterior motive other than to say I was wrong and I hurt the closest person to him and I'm sorry. And that's going to be a vulnerable risk. She may say, "No, I don't ever want to see you or talk to you again."
Yeah.
And if she was my friend, I'd probably recommend that. So it would make her crazy, right? But sometimes love makes us do crazy things. And maybe she would hear you out. She may be sitting at home crying too, wondering what's wrong with her, why she is so unlovable. You're not going to be able to look yourself in the mirror until you sit down and let her know what I've done. And she doesn't have to be an audience for you. And if she says, "No, I don't ever want to see you or talk to you again," great. You can write back and say, "I'm sending a letter to tell you how wrong I am and how much I messed up and who I'm becoming now. I just wanted to let you know that you're worth being loved and I loved you. I'm sorry."
Okay.
She doesn't have to read that letter, but the process of writing it will be healing for you.
I've actually already rewritten like a letter I would send like so many times, and I've just held off on sending it just because I don't want to bother her any more than I already have.
All right, you're not a burden and you're not a bother. You screwed up bad. You blew it up.
Yeah.
But you moving forward is not a bother. Okay? Otherwise, here's the deal. Every minute you don't, at least if you reach out to her and she says, "No, I never want to see you again, talk to you again, ever. I'm out." You'll at least know and you can begin healing. But don't find out because you need something from her. Go let her know that she's worth being loved because it's the right thing to do. And go tell her you're sorry because it's the right thing to do. And there's something about you being vulnerable, entering into a scary space where you've hurt other people. You might not get the absolution. You may not get the big hug and the fairy tale ending, the Hollywood ending, but you're going to have done yet again the next right thing, which is to make amends, to say the words, "I'm sorry, I failed you, I let you down, I let me down." And part of that process, if she won't talk to you or have you back, will prove to you in the future that when you're with somebody in the future and you hurt them, which 100% chance you will have practice saying the words, "I'm sorry, I messed up. I need a minute, and then I want to come back and make this right and whole because we're building something together." And maybe she says, "I've been waiting for this call. Can we go get coffee?" Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. But you won't know either until you just make that call. And I hear a broken man, dude. But I'm going to challenge you to continue to ask yourself this one question. What am I going to do now? Who do I need to go make amends to? Myself included. The sun's going to come up in the morning. And who am I going to be when it does? It's your move, brother. My recommendation is you reach out and shoot her a text message, or better yet, send her a voice message and let her hear your voice and say, "I'd like to talk to you. I was wrong. And I need you to know. Let me know how that goes, man. And if y'all both want to call in and talk about what happens now, I would love to take that call.